All right, activists at Ohio State University blasting the actions of a campus police officer who shot and killed a student before he could slaughter victims with a butcher knife. The terror attack happened last month. 11 students were injured when Abdul Razak Ali Artan rammed his car into a crowd of people, then started stabbing them. The officer shot and killed the 18-year-old before he was able to do any more damage. But activists gathered on campus to protest the killing, adding Artan's name to a recent list of people of color who have been killed by police. They noted that although they don't condone the incident, they still have compassion for the attacker. One student even gave a eulogy, reading, I can't make this up, in part, quote, "The protest against police brutality extends to the innocent and the guilty alike because we know that no matter the crime, justice and due process don't come from a cop's bullet." So, Lou, I'm in a tornado of crazy. I don't know what to do with so much of this. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I love the activists. I mean, exactly who are these activists and what are they activating for? And by the way, who taught them philosophy, logic? Because what they're saying makes no sense at all. Ohio State should move quickly to disassociate itself from them just simply because it would be a mark against that great institution of higher learning.
Also, that the police officer that shot and killed the terrorist, by the way, is a hero. Why are they not seeing that?
You know, I will say this. On Friday, we saw President-elect Donald Trump touch down at John Glenn Airport in Columbus, Ohio, shortly after astronaut Glenn had passed away. And one of the first people he met with was this police officer because he is being hailed as a hero. It is not within my knowledge, and maybe you guys know better, that there was any sort of pushback on whether or not this man did all of this. In fact, those activists are saying, oh, it's not like we condone the crime. So what would you have them do? Do nothing until he stabbed more people?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the same mentality as we saw in Baltimore. You know, just let them finish. Just let Artan finish. So what's the cop supposed to do? He's using two forms of deadly force, a vehicle and a butcher knife. And the only reason he didn't kill dozens of people is because he wasn't good at it. And because there was a police officer there. So if one of these activists were relatives of one of the people who were attacked, you really want the police officer to stand down and let the terrorist finish and take people's lives? It is so incredibly insane and incompetent, and that is the most toxic combination we have on college campuses.
Yeah.
Could I say, too, this business about justice doesn't come from the muzzle of a gun. That's where all justice has started, certainly in the modern world. There was a great fight that resulted in the Magna Carta. They were firing one shot at a time, admit. Not a 9mm is in this instance. But the fact is, this country was born because we had the guts to fight for our liberty and for our rights. People talk about universal rights. They talk about human rights. That's nonsense. The rights that we have in this country, we fought for, and we protect, and we have lost hundreds of thousands of people doing so. And every day across this country, some cop has to put his life on the line or her life on the line to preserve those rights.
It's not just the student body. We actually have an Ohio State University member saying Artan was a Buckeye, a member of our family. If you think it is okay to celebrate his death and or shape pictures of his dead body, and I see it in my timeline, I will unfriend you. I pray you find his life as troubled as it clearly was. So obviously there's a visceral reaction. But what about the compassion for the students who were stabbed?
Honestly, I knew this was coming. The day this happened, in the news conference, we waited for it. I don't know if we took it in this hour or a later hour. The news conference happened, and the questions from reporters, to tee off on what you were saying, Kennedy, the questions...
I call it Kentucky all the time.
No, but hold on. The questions from the reporters were, did the shooter or did the offender resist the police officer? What attempt did the police officer make before shooting? It was the reporters on the scene were already going there.
I mean, but think about it. This terrorist was trying to create a higher body count than we saw in Orlando or San Bernardino. This person had the intent of killing dozens of people, as many people as possible. I mean, when you see people who are bloodied and on the ground and you don't know if they're alive or dead, that police officer absolutely did the right thing in protecting their liberty, as Lou alludes to.
Well, and as we look at this real quickly in a bigger context, so we have seen this on the streets in Israel, where they will take a vehicle and first ram ram.
We got to wrap.
And then kill.
All right, more outnumbered and